Well, hello there. How are we doing? I hope we're well. Today I'm doing a very quick video, just doing my score predictions for match week number 3 of the EFL Championship. So let's whiz through them. Before we do get into it, a reminder that the scoring system is 3 points for the correct result, 5 for the correct goal difference and the result, and then 7 for the correct scoreline. But how did we get on in match week 2's predictions? Well, let's have a little look, shall we? Coventry 1, Middlesbrough 1. Not ideal. It was, of course, a big thumping 3-0 Coventry win, so no points for me there. Then I said to Hull City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. We take those, 5 points for the correct goal difference. It was, in fact, 4-2 to Hull City. Great game. But yeah, 5 points. Rotherham against Blackburn. Okay, didn't see this coming. I thought it was a 2-0 Blackburn win. Blackburn not as good as that though, unfortunately. No points for me there. Then it was Huddersfield v Leicester. I went with a 2-0 to Leicester. Well, at least Leicester did win the game. I think it was not 2-0, but maybe 1-0. But still, correct result at least. And then Southampton-Norwich, I went with the 2-0 Norwich. Sorry, 2-0 Southampton, I should say. And it ended up being a 4-4. What a game. And yeah, Southampton, very leaky for some all of a sudden. West Brom against Swansea, I went with a 1-0 Swansea. And that was completely wrong. West Brom won that game. Watford-Plymouth, I thought Watford would carry on from their amazing win against QPR. And they ended up drawing 0-0, 3-0 prediction was wrong there. But look, the performance certainly looked like we could have scored 3 goals. It just wasn't our day in front of goal. Preston against Sunderland, I went with a 2-1 Sunderland, no points, nil points, because yeah, Preston didn't lose that game, fair play to them. Ipswich against Stoke, I went with a 1-0 Ipswich, and it was 2-0 Ipswich, so pretty decent prediction there. Ipswich doing well at the top of the table, but just the 3 points for me there. Then I said 2-0 Cardiff against QPR. Don't think many people saw this coming. QPR, after that shocking first defeat of the season, really good win away to Cardiff, so no points for me there. Then I said 2-1 Leeds, as probably most people would have said, away to Birmingham. But again, another shock. Leeds losing, so not a good start for Daniel Farke in the new role at Leeds United, with a Birmingham City win there at the death. Then, of course, we had Millwall against Bristol City and a narrow win for Bristol City. A big shock yet again, and Matty James coming up with a goal. But what about match week number 3? Well, let's jump straight into it. Without further ado, we've got Leeds United against West Brom in a game that kicks off tonight. So I'm going to go for a Leeds United win. I think it is time that Daniel Farke got his first goal for Leeds. First win, for Leeds, because otherwise he could be under real pressure. And I think he'll be good enough with the Ellen home crowd, Ellen Road, get behind them and turn around a bit of a slump at the start of the season. So I'll say Leeds 2, West Brom 1. Next up, we have got Plymouth versus Southampton. Now, Plymouth obviously looked very, very good in the opening day against Huddersfield. Didn't play as well away to Watford, but still created some chances. And, you know, it's a good point away from home. But now they face an even tougher test, a Southampton team that did start the season well and did score 4 goals last week, but all of a sudden leaked goals of their own 4 away at home to Norwich. So, yeah, I think Southampton will probably win this, but they might leak a couple of goals. So I'll say Plymouth 2, Southampton 3, and an absolute corker. Then it's Sunderland-Rotherham. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Sunderland. I think Sunderland recently have not been as consistent as they would have liked, but I still feel that Sunderland have got enough quality to get the victory with just the single goal. Then we've got Blackburn-Hull. Now, Blackburn last week, obviously, you thought they'd get the job done away to Rotherham, but no. So there's a few, bits of turbulence for Blackburn there, as you can see. Hull, on the other hand, very good win against Sheffield Wednesday, even if it was Sheffield Wednesday. And ultimately, a hat-trick for Ozan Tufan. Unbelievable stuff. But I think they'll just get a point in this one. 1-1 between Blackburn and Hull. Then it's a Bristol City against Birmingham City game. Now, great win for Bristol City away to Millwall. That was really impressive. Birmingham, on the other hand, also had a very good win at home to Leeds United. So, yeah, 2 teams that will be in confidence. But I'm going to back Birmingham City. I think they're just going to sway towards a victory here. Birmingham City 1-2 away from home. Then it's Middlesbrough versus Huddersfield. Now, both of these teams have not had good starts to the season, it's got to be said, especially Huddersfield on the opening day of the season. And then obviously against an interesting team in Leicester, that was always going to be a tricky one. But still, not the result they would have wanted to lose that Huddersfield. So they need to go back to winning ways. Middlesbrough have also not started as good as they would have done, would have wanted. Losing heavily away to Coventry, I guess that was expected with how good Coventry were last season. But certainly not good on the opening day at home to Millwall. So, yeah, not good for Middlesbrough. But I think this is where they turn their season around because Huddersfield have been woeful. And my 10th place prediction at the start of the season. It's looking pretty embarrassing right now. So I'll say Middlesbrough 3, Huddersfield 1. Okay, next up we've got Leicester against Cardiff. Now for this one, I believe that Leicester will have the upper hand because they have looked really good after relegation. A new manager coming in, you think, is he going to do the job? But the ex-Man City man has done really well, to be fair to him. So we'll go for Leicester City 3, Cardiff 1. Next up, it's QPR against Ipswich. I'm going to back Ipswich because they are top of the table and they have been doing really well. And I know Cardiff didn't win last week, but that's probably a false dawn. So I'll say QPR 0, Ipswich 2. Next up, we've got Sheffield Wednesday against Preston. Now this one, I'm going for a Sheffield Wednesday win, surprisingly enough. I think it's time that Xisco Munoz got his first victory in Preston. They never get me excited, so I'll say a nervy 1-0 win for Sheffield Wednesday against Preston. And then we move on to my boys at Watford. Now, it was a great performance against Plymouth, just missing that killer instinct. Hopefully, though, today we will show it. Away to Stoke City at the Bet365 Stadium. Not an easy game, certainly not. Stoke have had a bit of a rebuild under Alex Neil. Andre Vidigal is looking tasty in front of goal, and Kiyana Hoover has done very well for them. But I still feel that we can get the victory. I'm going to go for Stoke City 1, Watford 3. I'm hoping we can just hit a few goals for the first away league game of the season. Come on, you Warns. Goal scorers in this one. Stoke, I think, will score first. We often do concede the first goal. And this time, the goal scorer for Stoke City will be Vidigal yet again. But then Watford goal scorers will go for, first of all, Imran Louza. Then a goal from Vakun Bayo. And the third for Watford, ironically, former Stoke man, Tom Ince. Next up, we've got a game between Swansea City and Coventry, and I'm going to definitely go towards Coventry. After a big win against Middlesbrough last week, they'll be in confidence. Swansea City 0, Coventry City 3, we're going for. So same scoreline for Coventry as last week. Now, to kindly wrap things up, we've got Norwich against Millwall. Two teams that I think could be all right this season, could go near the playoffs, but I think they've got some good football they're playing, Norwich, under David Wagner this season at least. It's looking a bit better. 4 goals last week was impressive, to say the least. So I think they can just about edge out this Millwall side. Norwich City 2, Millwall 1. That wraps up my predictions for match week number 3 of the EFL Championship. Get yours in the score comment section below. I'll read out the best ones in the next video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.